another gut punch. I mean, it was like your life just gets spun around. It was a worse feeling than the hurricanes, because here we are, literally a fight for your life now because you've been told you have cancer. What's this mean? Like, what's next? Am I going to die?
Still reeling from the impacts of Hurricane Laura, Ben Terry was told he had colon cancer a week before Thanksgiving.
It was kind of like, oh, okay, well, the disasters aren't over yet. Here we go with another one.
He had been a longtime advocate and volunteer with the American Cancer Society. He helped MC various events, but even being around survivors couldn't prepare him for the news that he had just received.
You never really know what it's like until you're told that you have cancer.
The cancer was discovered during a routine procedure, and one that could have been caught earlier if it wasn't for the storm.
I had put off a routine screening for a colonoscopy. I have ulcerative colitis. Well, first off, my doctor's office was damaged severely, so he wasn't even seeing patients. We went probably a year longer than I should have.
Those holidays would be a dark and uncertain time.
COVID going on. I'm even more worried about it now because now I have cancer, so I'm immunocompromised. And so I spent a lot of time in isolation, away from people, just got real depressed.
Ben went to Houston to talk with doctors about treatment and started a 5-month chemotherapy in January, and then was told in May that it hadn't been successful.
Just to realize the chemotherapy hasn't worked. The tumor is not shrunk. They were trying to get the tumor to shrink to have a successful surgery.
For the next 6 weeks, every day, Ben would now have to go through radiation therapy in Houston.
Like, how the heck am I supposed to do that? I work on the air in Lake Charles. I can't drive back and forth every day to Houston. This is not possible.
But the at-home studio equipment that he'd had from the pandemic would allow him to continue working.
Some of those areas that I talked about earlier, rain cooled. It's going to stay that way as we head toward this evening. Let's take a live look, though, out over the lake, because I mentioned that haze.
Delivering the weather from a hotel room in Houston. Word spread among the viewers what Ben was going through. And as word spread, so did the gratitude.
It's been phenomenal, the support of the viewers. They've gone out of their way to make sure that they know that I'm being prayed for and thought about every single time I make a Facebook post.
The man that had helped them get through the city's darkest hour would respond in kind, helping him get through his.
I appreciate the fact that I know people love me enough. I don't even know these people, and they're giving me money and cards and things, and so I've got so many people rooting for me that makes it easier.
And finally, just a few weeks ago, Ben got the news.
And I got good news on the last day that the tumor had shrunk by about 60% in size, and that gave me an added boost of energy that I need. That was the first good news I'd heard since I found out about the cancer.